Gorg's going to be able to make it work out this game?
More than anything, I'm just curious. Like, I wonder what the discussion led to Night Stalker being the pick here. If it's just we want something that's good against the puck with a silence. I think there were plenty of alternatives when it comes to the more traditional carries that Gorg plays, but maybe this is something that he's tried out in pubs that he enjoys, that they feel like this would be the kind of game for it. I think all in all, it's a decent Night Stalker game. I would say this hero is good against both puck and Nyx. The puck matchup being a little bit double-edged because getting coiled really sucks. But you can also get on top of them. And being carry, you're going to get a lot more gold on average than you would in an offlane position where Night Stalker is traditionally played, and that means you can get the dagger faster, you can get the BKB if you want to, or you can go a totally different route like what Jenkins was saying. Maybe you look toward the Ags here. Could be very interesting as somewhat of a solution to the PL and being more of like a team fight hero. So. Like you said, I love Night Stalker. The time that I played this is is quite long gone. I haven't played it much in the last few years, but it is very much a timing hero. Like you want to get something done with your nighttime, and that's where I see a potential downside for the lineup of Team Bald here, is that they don't really have the most amazing heroes at pressuring towers when it's night. Night Stalker really enjoys tower diving and taking advantage of his vision to set up his teammates, right? That's why you see it paired with, say, some sort of pushing hero. You see it paired with Tinker, you know, these heroes where it's just like, as long as you guys give me vision, I'm going to own everything. I guess Lina is a bit in that direction, but not fully. But yeah, to me, the biggest question mark is what items does he buy? Like, I'm curious. I don't know what I would buy here on an S carry. This different.
I mean, surely you still go for the armlet, right?
You could. You could also bypass it entirely and do some sort of a rushing build where you go, like we talked about, Axe is a possibility if he wants to go for that. If he does want to right-click, I think Armlet is the item here. But I'm just opening up for the possibility that he doesn't have to do that because he has a potential carry Lina mid. We saw how much damage Ragic did last game at the Pango. So there's other options. He could also go Maelstrom.
No.
It's playing against PL, and it's a farming item for Night Stalker.
You're pretty good at text during the day.
You've got a text at nighttime.
Sure, at nighttime. But at nighttime, you're not hitting the creeps. But I guess you're right. For killing the PL, they're definitely going to have some means.
It's a possibility. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to do it, but... this mid matchup has always been pretty interesting to me. Lina against Puck. I feel like it's had its phases. There was a time when Puck was considered clearly favored in this matchup. I wouldn't say that's the case anymore. I think nowadays it's more of an even matchup. Maybe even slightly Lina favored, perhaps. Lina doesn't really lose many lanes nowadays at all. This is one of the more competitive ones, for sure. But we'll see how that one goes. And then top lane, no surprise really. The exact same lane as last game, just that the Ursa is a PL. And that should make it a lot easier for Ragic. And he did great last time, but there's not much pressure on him with this lane. Like, what's PL Grim gonna do to you?
Yeah, they're not going to kill.
It's not really that much of a threat. Like, Ursa was way scarier than this is. So I think Ragic is going to be off to a great start once again.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great game last game. So now we can expect to see him deal even better with the matchup this time. And yeah, looking back at some of the builds, I think Gorg sometimes he goes for the Midas. Is this a game where he could get away with the Midas, do you think?
It could. It's one way for Night Stalker to stay... I wouldn't say on par with other carries, because I think usually you are going to lose on net worth, but it's a way to stay relevant. Is it good here? I don't know. Like, the trade-off is obviously you're missing a timing, right? You're delaying your items. Oh, nice stun here from Tanner bottom lane. Good harassment coming in on both of them. I wouldn't like to see the Midas, to be honest.
Sure. I mean, other stuff he seems to have done, like Echo BKB, stuff like that.
Something like that could be fine. I think the armlet path is fine. I think... Again, I don't know this. I don't know how good Maelstrom is on carry Night Stalker, if it's at all useful. Like, maybe it's terrible and you never buy it under any circumstances. I feel like this is the type of game where if it is ever good, this would be one of them, right?
Because
you're against PL, you're playing carry, you have a good laning matchup overall. I think he's going to be, well, not favored, but he's going to do fine. Night Stalker doesn't really win lanes usually, so... given the circumstances here, you should probably get like even farm with the PL roughly in the beginning. So, could be a thing. Nice telekinesis there from Pablo is going to break the Spirit Siphon bot, and obviously only one charge of that unsymmetrical, so can't really follow up on that. But yeah, this should be a pretty quiet early game, right? Like, no lanes really have kill potential for the most part, especially not the bottom lane for Radiant and the top lane for Dire, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, top lane Radiant could look for LeBron.
Okay, they have plenty of kill potential apparently with Grim PL.
Yeah,
I have to say I caught the last 3 seconds of that. I don't know how that possibility even opened up.
I mean, he kind of got in and he looked confident.
He must have Sakuchi'd something pre and then played aggressive after.
He was blocking off the escape from the Grimstroke, but then suddenly they did a lot more damage to him than those two could do back.
So he Sakuchi's in here.
And he blocks him.
Oh, he starts fighting. I see, okay. Yeah. So essentially, Radix didn't have his spells ready, so essentially Ixen just killed himself here. Yeah. That's just flat out a mistake. It happens. I like the idea that he had. I like what he was going for, but seems like he didn't cross-check with Radix that he was ready for the go. And Radix obviously nice, going for Javelin here, so he has tons of damage when it is go time on the Pango. I actually think they might end up just dominating them up here now. This Swash... Oh my goodness, that's good damage. Ronstead.
I mean, that's only going to get more painful for Into the Breach up in this top lane.
They need to make sure they don't line up their heroes. Like, Phantom Lancer and Grim can't play close because then they get hit by both the shield crash as well as the swashbuckle, which happened there. But even if it's just the swashbuckle, like, it's insane value for Radix to hit 2 heroes with that. It's going to do like 400, 500 combined damage with 1 spell, and then he can do that, you know, over and over again as long as he gets some mana out. Mangoes, he has a stick. He might even almost kill Koma here if he just tries to.
I was going to say, if he gets a few procs with the Javelin.
Could get it done. He's not going to try for it, respecting that Koma might react on time with the Doppelganger. Has 1 charges too. I don't think it's too dangerous with the turnaround potential. I don't feel like PL Grim are suddenly just going to kill him there with Weaver on backup, but he's going to hold on to his mana.
Well, we're seeing some tough stuff as well in the mid lane. Excalibur, he's been crushed it pretty hard. We saw he was able to make the move over. He took the 3-minute bounty away from Azantic and also a stacked small camp. He was able to clear that away from the puck as well. So getting a heavy CS lead in that mid lane.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, I think this matchup might be slightly Lina favored nowadays, but I don't think this much. Like, your Lina is 700 net worth ahead minute 5. It's going to be 500 with this wave dying up to Azantic, but Excalibur doing very, very well here. Just ramping up very nicely, so awesome. That's a big plus here for Team Bold. 1k gold up minute 5.
Yeah, big
just
lead
raw lane wins. Top and mid. Gorg is slightly behind bot, or well, he's breaking even, and that's Night Stalker. If you're breaking even in lane as Night Stalker, you're generally doing fine. Like, and he might even find a kill here.
I was gonna try and go for it.
Stick charges. We'll be fine.
Yeah, Gorg's now he's got to run.
Yeah, they actually don't have any regen for him. He has his own sticks and a raindrop. Hearing the swarm top.
It's only getting nastier for Into the Breach here.
Didn't go for the double there. I thought Radix was going to try to hit them both. He's hoping for a proc.
The stick charges there from Koma and Radix.
He's dead.
He's gone. They do get the trade, yeah. Ixen picking up the XP and the kill. As Shakuchi's over to Koma.
And he get earn charges there, which is big. Laguna Blade. Tanner's dead. In 1 hit. Oh, if that was a miss, he would have lived.
I was going to say, he was holding back that Excalibur because he really wanted the last hit on that. And he does get it. So the gold continues to fly in for Excalibur, having a much smoother start to this game as he did in the last one. And of course, he had that bit of a slip up against Kunkka in the laning stage. This time round, he's definitely ruling the mid lane against Azantic.
I'm gonna go for the Travels Rush with 2 nulls, pretty standard. Travels into BKB is what you see Linas go for in most games, and in this game, BKB is just mandatory. You can't really make a core Lina build without BKB against these heroes. You have to get it against Nyx Puck. It's also good against Grim and DP Silence. It's good against PL Diffusal. It's just a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer for Excalibur, so he's going to get that for sure.
Bottom's
going to die.
Getting the kills here, Gorg and Pablo. Top lane, move was made. Azantic able to get over and lock down Radix, making moves with that haste that he'd been able to bolt up. Just trying to free up some space and get the pressure taken off Koma top lane.
They're trying to poke and prod bottom as well. That's symmetrical here. He's still got 3 raindrops left and some 1 charges, so he's pretty strong. Night Stalker, obviously one of the melee heroes that can just disconnect from a Spirit Siphon. So I think poking and prodding the DP and making Spirit Siphon charges have to be used is actually pretty valuable. The problem is Gorg doesn't have any regen item. He's not going for the armlet, at least not yet. He's going phase boots. So if he had, let's say, a Helm of Iron Will, then he could just trade, right, all the time with this DP and just regen it back up. But right now, if Gorg were to take a trade with DP where Siphon gets used, he might come out on the losing side in the end. So it has to be a little bit more selective with when he tries to go for anything. As we've seen, they've already had to buy extra regen down bot. He's actually out of mana. I wonder what he's going to do here. This is such an awkward spot for Night Stalker, right? Like you're 8 minutes in, you have ult, you have no mana, and you're stuck in the bottom lane. You're just you feel like you should be doing something, right? But there's just nothing to do right now.
See Radix. Not going to catch him with the Rolling Thunder, but it does cause LeBron to have to hold his position, and therefore will still be able to take him down. It's going to push Radix very close to his Maelstrom. Especially with this early Maelstrom, it is going to mean that PL is going to have to stay away from the fights for a long time.
It's got to feel bad for Gorg, actually. I don't think he minds it that much, but like running all the way back to base from bottom lane just to get mana and a Windlace, and then get back out again. I think in this situation, maybe you could have ferried out 2 Clarities or Mango or whatever and just stayed bot. Like, you essentially spent 30 seconds just refilling your mana bar, right? You could have done that with a little bit of gold and got a full wave of experience bottom. Now instead it's going to TP down there, and Symmetrical's already getting to work. Actually, Ixon could be in trouble here. No skill point in silence, though. Oh, he's still dead.
Do they get the stuns out onto him? And
Raindrop!
He's going to live. And now they've managed to trap Symmetrical in the trees. He needs help. He's got the Siphons healing him up, but it is enough.
Oh, it clipped! It clipped! Oh! It's a little health.
He's got no TP.
That's a Gorg special, though.
He's
used to that.
They didn't see him with the orb.
If anyone knows how to play without a TP, it's Gorg.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. That was a
whoa. Whoa. What dimension am I in?
Was that
what
Effie?
happened?
Was that Effie at the replay board?
What? Where am I? what time is it? What year is it? Back to the bot lane.
Is this live?
Yeah,
I don't know what to trust anymore. What images are we seeing here? Is this real?
I'm so confused.
Slacks tripped over a cable.
How did we reverse life? Well, talking about reversing life, not quite possible yet for the Weaver. Ixon still short on the level 6. We've got that time lapse and back on the action down bottom. Now, trying their best to hold this team bot. They don't want to let this tier 1 go.
I like this a lot from Team Bald. I think in many situations you give up that tower when, you know, DP is there with ult and puts all that pressure, but they identified that it was nighttime, Night Stalker had something to give, and if they bring enough heroes, they can hold it. I think that's worth it. Of course, PL is the biggest winner in all of this, just being completely uncontested and building his way towards a pretty well-timed defusal here. Probably looking at like 12, 13 minutes for that with treads. Is a very admirable time for Chroma.
They've got the setup, the gap closes there, and the damage is done.
You took that jape too far.
And we'll have this combo to get some, you know, we're seeing a really solid initiation between Xantic and LeBron. Buffing up the puck and getting him in on the front. We've got to be careful of that gap close and setup. On bottom lane, Radix still sticking around, wants to keep holding this, clearing the waves out.
He's starting to run out of mana. Is he sending mana? Yeah, he's sending a Clarity. Very good. I like this a lot from him. Like, just, you know, delay what you can. It is going to inevitably fall here, but it is causing them a lot more trouble and taking a lot more time than they would like. And now finally they do get it on their puck, but it's not just that you get the tower, right? But the fact that there's a little bit of defense actually makes you inherently bring more heroes to attack, right? Like, they needed some sort of protection, because imagine only the DP is pushing the tower there. You're just susceptible to dying. Like, Pango can just go with +1 and maybe find a kill there, and your push fails. So you're bringing extra resources, and that in turn is freeing up the top lane for Ixon to get some extra farm toward the Vessel. Very good item against DP, of course. And Gorg is playing Daystalker, which is obviously one of the worst heroes in the game, so he's in the jungle for a while.
And as long as sort of Excalibur and Radix can hold the lanes, it should be fine.
Tanner, good pressure onto him. He's dead. Wow, they actually killed him in a stun lock.
And nicely done there, Pablo, with the steal. Now the push comes in. Bottom lane, they're looking for Radix. The Phantom's embraced. Radix, is he able to roll out? He's not. Coil's going to be dropped by Xantic. They don't want to let that kill slip away. Well, they take him out. And those items starting to fly out now for the PL. Defusal is done.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Excalibur also looks to probably want to avoid fights until that BKB's now.
Tanner keeping top to defend. It was a solo Night Stalker pushing, so very easy defense here for him. Nice decision to show up there. Of course, Night Stalker at this point does have his ult ready, so he needs to be a little bit cautious not getting overdove, and it does seem like The plan here from Bald is to double down on getting this tower. They've brought up Radix with a TP. Currently hidden, but now he's going to show. And this is a very telling push. They know Night Stalker is here. Oh, they're actually going to TP in resources.
They want to dive in for Tana. See if they can get him. See Symmetrical coming out with the exorcism, pushing away Pablo. But Pablo, he's able to hold him back with telekinesis, and Excalibur's got the damage to take down Symmetrical. Symmetrical goes down. Tana will fall to the void there of Gorg. Xantic is able to catch them, and as Gorg and Radix, they're probably going to back off now. Radix still having a look at from the tree line, but won't want to get back in on this, especially with Coma around and his Diffusal Blade. They do find Radix in the trees, and Coil is back up. Radix, he's looking pretty dead here. As Radix also taken out into the breach, they'll have a couple of casualties behind the tower, but they do hold it. They hit back hard, and now they're the ones actually pressuring the tier 1 of it, Team Bold.
Yep. PL can solo push this tower. He could just keep tanking it with illusions and has some pretty significant damage already. Also 4 points into Phantom Rush, of course, is going to make this even quicker. And they're instantly going to smoke after. It's very interesting. Going to try to cut in toward mid, maybe. You know, I like this. There's 1 minute that Night Stalker is garbage, so take advantage, you know. Do a power play. Even if your DP doesn't have ult and is showing bottom, you're still able to collapse onto this mid play. And I don't think Gorg is whatsoever expecting this, so if this orb gives them any intel, it does. Gorg is super dead here. Even wasting out the TP makes it even worse. Weaver TP'd mid and cancelled it, got scared.
But Excalibur.
And oh no! It's just bit of a facepalm there.
Actually,
so they weren't TPing in the Weaver, and then he cancelled it, and then Excalibur got caught after Gorg got caught in the same neighborhood. So huge win there for Into the Breach.
Maybe, Team Bold, they're just trying to start this game off with the same energy they did in game 1. You know, it's all part of the process. As they're about to potentially have some more casualties here. The Soulbind into the stun. More kills here for Into the Breach to clean up, as kind of like in game 1, Into the Breach, they're rolling away with the early game. This is definitely where they seem to be the most comfortable.
Oh, sounds mid. Onto Ixen. I think he will be okay here. It's hard to connect a stun there for the Nyx. Nice little snipe from the Blonde, but LeBlanc. But yeah, it doesn't matter, of course, with the time-lapse full health, so... But he shows that he's still got the aim. But yeah, big lead for Into the Breach again. Now, I don't want to get too hopeful, because of what we saw in the last game. They were in a really good position in that one as well, but it does have a different vibe to it in this one, with how good of a PL game it is and how far ahead he is, right? And his carry counter matchup is a Night Stalker, who... I'm still waiting to see why this was worth it.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, Gorg's not at the point yet where he wants to do stuff, you know. He's still getting his build up. He's nearly got the Echo Saber. And he is playing his part here, holding the mid tower. They've got the Stolen Exorcism coming out from Pablo. So Into the Breach are having to back off. Radix, he wants to try and maybe hunt in there for Symmetrical. Symmetrical was low, but with the PL around, Radix knows not to commit further.
You do realize how it sounds when you say Night Stalker is just building up and we're 16 minutes in. I'm like, wait, why did you pick Night Stalker then? If you're building up minute 16 as a carry and it's Night Stalker, you could have built up as another carry, right? Like, yeah,
but Night Stalker's pretty cool, you know.
That's true.
It's about picking the cool hero.
It's very cool, but I would have really liked to. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the dead Death Prophet, and look at that stolen Dream Coil here, ladies and gentlemen. Pablo.
Very nice.
Standing up, we saw it last game on his line, finding the setups. This time round on the Rubik, getting some gorgeous steals, and they weren't ready for that. Dream Coil gets slapped straight back down on them, and suddenly the team fight very much in favor of Team Bold.
Gorg's caught, Tanner sent down here, but Coma is in the neighborhood, so he can't really chase for this next kill. But yeah, so from my perspective, if you're picking Night Stalker carry, right, in this kind of game, you want to make a lot of value out of your first and second nighttime and about your ults. And it didn't really seem like Team Bald got that benefit, so at that point, Night Stalker's just going to look like a wasted pick, right? Like, he's farming this much by necessity, not because they're picking the hero to, hey man, let's hit creeps for 20 minutes, but the moves that they were making didn't really work out the way they were hoping, and now it's plan B time. But this is really good here. Really snappy coil steal here from Pablo. Super quick. Turns it around on both of them. Very, very nicely done there. And that will net them 2 big kills.
Yeah.
And a bit of a comeback again.
That really is a big cash influx there for Excalibur getting the triple. Mid lane Gorg. And we'll catch him with the Inkswell stun. And they've got the follow-up. Gorg going down. That'll be the tower as well to fall. More money for Coma. Comes in, gets the last hit upon it. Now even sweeping up towards the top. LeBron at least leading the way with the smoke. Let me see if they can catch more Team Boulders. They know that they were pushing out this top half.
This is what you want to do as Into the Breach now. You've killed the Night Stalker at nighttime, so that's the one key vision here that the enemy team has to try to control this triangle area. So you've got good wards here. Make sure you take away that farm from the opposing team. And now you have two options. Either you run up to... Okay. Missed the coil. Nice phase shift. Ads should be fine here. Oh, there's still a bug on him. Nice one. You have two options in that position as Dire generally when you're in that triangle area. You either cross down and farm the rest of the enemy jungle and look for a kill there, or you try to pincer the enemy team at the top tier 2 tower, right? Now they do identify that they could just go for the Roche in this circumstance with DP, which is a great read. So they're going to grab the big objective here and give it to PL, no surprise.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, Team Bold, do they still want to take a fight? They were coming in from the high ground, but...
Very, very close hitting that silence, but time-lapse just in time.
Oh. The old pause there from Symmetrical. Looks like having some more internet issues, unfortunately. But yeah, the smoked up Team Bold, they're in a position where they have the high ground, but now that the Aegis is there on the PL, do you sort of have to hold back on this idea, or can you still try and find something with this move?
As Team Bald or as
Team Bald, yeah. With the remainder of the smoke.
You do have... I think if you have... You know that Exorcism is down, right? Because otherwise Roche wouldn't have died this fast, and I think you also saw it on a ward. Gorg has ult in 5, and he has finished farming. He has Echo Saber.
He's got his Echo.
So he's
What's
ready.
he going for next? The BKB?
Yeah.
Echo into the BKB. Yeah, this is what he's been doing.
They do. They just have to.
Sort of Echo BKB basher, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a fight here. Put a Radix's Blink to use and look for a fight. I think going on PL is not the way to go, though. Like, they can't go through his Aegis and get him 2 times with the perspective of this fight. I think killing DP first will be a really, really strong way to enter the fight. DP or Puck.
DP's on the front here. They've got the ward down. Perfect vision for the setup. As Radix will...
Not a good roll, though. Great soulbind.
Doesn't get the bounce back. And now, indeed, they're able to hold him back. They do still lose Tanner into the breach. Gorg is ready to try and run down LeBron. Chased out the Grimstroke. He'll get it, but now he's got to back off. Not going to get a chance with the coils drop down. Gorg falls. They do get the 2 supports, Team Bold, but losing their own carry.
With how that fight started, I think that's honestly pretty good for them. The roll from Radix, he didn't manage to get the chain rolls. Oh, they lose another one? Not so good then, but it's still okay. Yeah, the Pango initiation there from Radix, he wasn't able to chain combo the stuns onto DP, so DP actually gets to reset and disengage. And even though Tanner blinked in and got instantly stunned and burst down, got no spells off on the Nyx, they still somehow kind of salvaged the fight with just the brute force of the peel and the puck, as well as the DP disengage. So yeah, I still think this is looking great for Into the Breach. And I'm wondering, I'm looking at the Team Bald lineup right now. The Lina BKB is obviously really big. It's 9 seconds here for Excalibur. I think maybe the timing you're looking for as Bald now is honestly try to slow the game down for a little bit. I know it sounds weird against PL, but I don't think you have a fighting chance into this Aegis timing right now. So you want to wait for Lina to get Shivas and for the Night Stalker to get BKB, and then you make a move.
Yeah.
Those 2 item timings align very nicely in this game, actually. They're both roughly the same space away from both items. Given Lina's farm rate being higher than Night Stalker, they should be less than a minute apart.
Oh, top lane, Pablo and Radix. They got to get out.
Pablo's dead.
Oh, Tanner.
He's out of mana.
And he's got the job.
Doesn't matter.
More money for Coma on his PL.
Yep.
He's getting pretty scary. The difference between the carries farm right now, it's pretty major. This PL is getting pretty out of control. He's going to be well on his way towards the heart. 3k gold in the bank on top of the Diffusal Manta.
They found Ixon. He has ult. He will not get it off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Seems to be a pattern. So this is something that Weaver does really... Oh, Gorg's dead. I feel like every time I see a spot on the minimap and there's a gray dot or olive, whatever color you want to call PL, and it's close to an enemy hero, there's a kill.
Yeah,
they just can't get away. Like, their heroes aren't really able to solve this right now, except maybe the Lina. Like, Pango doesn't survive the PL either if he's caught by any silence. He's just going to die 100 to 0 within that silence duration. So only really Lina can keep herself alive. And that's very concerning when you're in that spot against a PL 20 minutes in and he's just starting to kill cores.
Because they need Radix to get off his to survive and get off his spells. They're going to have trouble killing this PL. Gorg on the Night Stalker, he doesn't do anything about the PL. Sure, when he has the BKB, he can lock down other heroes, but the PL, they've got to have that AOE damage of Radix to have any chance of taking down Koma in the fights.
Oh, Soulbind.
So they're getting in on this. Let's see, they're committing in. Time lapse is out in time. They've got the light strike down onto Koma.
He still has Aegis.
Doppelganger out as well. They're not even quite able to bring him down the once. Koma's able to get away. Wrapped around with the Dream Core behind the tower, but Xantic now heading off. Jumps over to try and burst Ixon. With the silence, they'll catch him. Koma with a second life ready to get back in there. Goes over towards Caliber. Radix does have the Thunder up, giving some protection for the rest of his team. He is locking down Koma underneath the tower. He's thinking about rolling back into this, but yeah, they've got nothing else to fight with. They've got to get back to their base. Team Bold. Oh, Pablo gets tempted out, but as soon as he steps towards Symmetrical, the rest of Into the Breach come crashing down upon him.
This is starting to look like a total beatdown at this point. You really, really, really need this next item timing on Team Bald. You're seeing in that fight how both Lina and Gorg on the Night Stalker, right? They just have to disengage so early. They can't get their spells off. They can't get the impact off that their heroes are meant to have. I think Excalibur does have a chance, but the Soulbind is really what's keeping them at bay for so long. And Lina's BKB eventually expires, and when that's out, you just can't re-engage into these heroes. It's just not.
Oh, look at this Tana.
It's not very likely to succeed. Yep, Gorg has been spotted, as well as Lina's Courier. A little random. Gorg with the TP attempt.
Oh.
Clutch.
A little bit of a close one there.
It was his brother playing the account there. Made a clutch play and had TP ready.
Nice, yeah.
Now Gorg is back on the account.
Jesus, said Bruce.
Pushing out top. He's having a hard game. Like,
yeah. No,
it's obviously easy to point out and talk about Night Stalker's shortcomings, but this is what happens with this type of hero when it's put in this role and doesn't roll. Like, it's a snowball hero through and through. And Night Stalker's downside as a carry compared to, say, a lot of other, like, let's say, less conventional carries is his wave clear is garbage. The hero just farms slowly, right?
Yeah.
If you don't buy Midas and you don't buy a farming item, you will be overtaken by any of the meta heroes that are better at farming Ancients than you, better at pushing waves than you, and get more bang for their buck per gold most of the time. So Night Stalker's trade-off is the early moves and the pressure. It didn't really work out. Oh, Excalibur's going to get soloed by Xantic.
The tips are out.
Salt in the wound. Xantic looks absolutely thrilled with that. Couldn't care less. Oh, needs to be careful not to get killed here now.
Radix redeem this for the thing. Oh, no! No! So close, yet so far. And Pablo died.
Yep, and this mid tower's gone.
And the base is probably gone as well.
This could be a lane of Rex. You have the potential to try to defend this, but Pango has no ult. Night Stalker BKB is online, but has been used, so Gorg can't really fight either. You stand zero chance at holding this lane. Absolutely no way. You would need to buy back the Rubik and somehow try to intimidate the enemy team. They're cutting the wave with Weaver. Just not looking too good against Tanner right now. And it's Xantic. He is going to die. I feel like we saw this like 3 times last game as well. Just the Nyx plus X is really good at killing Weaver, of course. And Weaver's movement in situations like this, relatively predictable, right? He has to go and cut the wave, and Nyx is just an awesome hero at dealing with that. Maybe seeing now why Into the Breach are first facing this hero twice in a row now, the Nyx Assassin. Getting a lot of value out of the hero into the Weaver that has been picked by Team Bald in both games.
Oh no, yeah, Gorge, he's struggling. I've just noticed he's really struggling on the level department as well. It's a hard game for Gorg on the Night Stalker. Whatever plan they did have, Team Bold, it does seem to have fallen away drastically from them.
I think at this point, the Night Stalker can't carry the game anymore. The carries of the game are Pangolier and Lina. Pango is closing in on Ags.
Yeah.
His teamfight impact will be way higher than the Night Stalkers, so I think Gorg's job in this situation is to identify his place in the game and not try to carry. And I think he should itemize utility at this point and try to set up his other teammates for success. Great coil.
Oh, coil onto the three of them. They've got the follow-ups done. Excalibur will get the BKB off, but he's fallen so low on HP. And Koima will close in upon him. He has got the movement speed, but Xantic's got the final right click to take down Excalibur. I'll see if they can move down. Although there's a big roll from Radix, but no damage really to follow it up. As into the breach, they live through it all. They take out the three of Team Bold. And they'll certainly be ready to start pushing at the high ground once again. They've already cleaned out the mid-melee racks. They can work their way on top. There's still a tier 2 down bottom, but they'll look towards the top half of the map. And with just two of them alive, Radix, no Rolling Thunder, there's no defense to be had. They'll almost certainly have to let at least this Rax go. Ghosts are back up, so they've got the push, and it's Xantic, he's diving in, pushing back. Radix towards the base. He will make it away, and he's going to have to sit back here and just watch this top lane get destroyed.
Oh, nice coil again.
He's caught the two of them once more. He's in on a Pablo and Radix. Radix being leashed up, tries to jump out of the side, but Koima goes in, gets the kill. Gorg's in with the BKBs on top of Symmetrical. They will take out the Death Prophet. Still certainly got the PL problems. They've got to watch out for Koima. Spike Carapace catches out Ixon, the Weaver to fall. Koima grabs another kill, finishes off the range racks, and he's thinking about sticking around for the melee with how strong he is at this stage.
I don't know how they're going to kill this guy. I think Pango is the only possible way. They need so many chain stuns to get through this 3.3k health. He has 32 armor. It's just not happening. Full on disengage.
No, they get the racks. They get out.
Barracks. Well, 1.5. They still have range racks in mid, but this game is it's one push away from ending. Koma's going to get Scotty now. You could look for the next Aegis, which is about to come up. If you win that fight as Into the Breach, the game will be concluding. There's the Scotty now finished for Koma. 4,000 health, 30 armor pre-Phantom Rush, 36 after. You need like 4 chain stuns of Pango roll with Lina auto-attacking, Swarm on him, and probably some hits from the Night Stalker as well to get through this PL 100 to 0. And that's under the condition that his teammates aren't helping him very much. No. So, very, very big problem, dare I say.
Gorg's going for the big brain here, queuing up a second BKB send.
How much of a win percentage do you think Gabe Newell is giving Team Radiant right now?
Oh,
Give me your best guess.
I'd say Gabe's probably giving them a generous 2%.
All right, you are incorrect.
Oh.
The correct answer is... Oh, it's 1 now. It was 0 a moment ago.
Hey, there you go. I wasn't a far
off. It just came off 0. It was 0, I swear.
But there's the 1%.
It says 1 on all of these. When I opened it a moment ago, it said 0. Hey, 1%. That's still good.
1% is not 0%. It's infinitely more.
That is not correct.
Isn't it?
Maybe it's correct. I don't know.
How many zeros are in 1? And the maths checks out, Sins. I did maths once.
Never again.
Never. Here we go. Smoke on smoke.
Yeah. Koma will break the smoke on Excalibur. He has to BKB here.
Just run.
Straight away.
BKB, TP, get out of there. Oh,
yep.
No, yeah, there's the TP. Just get out. You don't want to fight this. They're very scary. Back to base for everybody. Maybe not for Radix.
Well, he'll get back to base one way or the other.
Oh, he's okay. They've got no physical to take him out for the roll. And Gorg's got his BKB. TP out. He's fine. And, in fact, they might just kill LeBron. Ixon's got the damage coming in. He will die for this, and LeBron actually is going to be able to heal up enough to stay alive. But all in all, Team Bold, they got everybody out of there apart from the Weaver. It could have been worse.
Yeah. It also could have been better. It could have been more like Game 1.
But that's not a bad fight for a team that's considered to have 1% chance of winning the game.
That is correct.
You know, that looked more than a 1%. Oh, Excalibur. His BKB's on cooldown. But he's fine.
Yeah. We'll get out. It's Xantic no coil already, of course.
He's looking pretty in trouble here.
Yeah, he has no BKB.
Yep.
He's screwed.
He can run. He's got 1 charge.
Did you say run?
Run?
It's daytime. He can't run.
Okay, he waddles away.
He could slowly walk up the river.
He's got buyback. And they've got a tier 2 bottom. They're holding on, Team Bold. They're doing the best. They're down 22k. We saw them make a bit of a comeback last game.
Now it's 0.
Is it actually?
Now it's 0.
It rounds down. It's probably like a 0.2.
Gabe saw Night Stalker die.
They don't
he was
deal
like,
in decimals,
it's over,
but behind the scenes, there's a decimal point.
Gabe is done. He wants to drop the next patch. It's like, finish it up, guys. I'm dropping the patch after this game.
Let's get a patch. That would be great.
I'm sure it's coming out any day now.
Any day.
Yeah.
Just pass me the copium. There we go. Base push from into the breach. Team Bolt, they'll have the full lineup up. But Koma's pretty scary right now with the Heart and the Skadi. And Radix is slowly dying to the silence and the illusions. He needs help and he needs it now and he's not going to get it. Radix out of the fight for 50. Nice man to dodge the light stroke away from Koma as they'll push back Team Bolt towards the base. Nice will buy back. They get the stun onto the puck and they're able to take him down. That's a Danzig gone for 90 seconds. They need a bit more and yeah, they're calling it. They've accepted the 0%.
They got him.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the breach. Having a much